Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Sheikh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Sheikh, so suppose a woman, she blind follows you in Islamic verdicts, and she puts nutmeg in her dish without knowing it, and then afterwards she comes to find out. Does she throw this dish away, or does she say Jazakallah khair?
Wajazakum. Again, this issue has been ongoing. The issue of nutmeg and whether it's intoxicant or not is an issue of dispute among scholars. They all agree that it is an intoxicant, but they differ whether using a very small portion of it is permissible or not. And I bet, though betting is haram, but this is a figure of speech, don't quote me. Those who slander me and speak about me drinking alcohol-free beer, which was like 15 years ago before I became diabetic and I stopped. And they say the Sheikh drinks beer, he gets wasted, he does this, he does that, and they make videos out of it. I'm so shocked by the amount of haters that I have. It's all good for business. I'm getting lots of good deeds from them, alhamdulillah. Keep up the good work. You're not going to get under my skin. I'm not going to be affected by that because I'm not saying to please you or others. I'm saying what I'm saying to please Allah. This is what I believe. So these people who keep on slandering me and saying bad things and awful things about me, they themselves consume nutmeg without any problem. And subhanallah, how they weigh with two different scales. Anyhow, my inclination is that it's not permissible. Though, here in Saudi Arabia and a lot of the standing committees of IFTA say that if it's a negligible amount, it's permissible. And this is why it is sold within food and it's permitted here in Saudi Arabia. And this is a respected opinion. So, if you tend to follow this, especially in times of necessity when you've already cooked food and you don't want to throw it in the garbage and it's very negligible and it does not intoxicate you, you may follow that opinion. Though you're blindly following me, and I don't know why would anybody blindly follow me. You should follow great scholars of Islam rather than follow what I say. I'm just a teacher who conveys to you what the great scholars of Islam had said. So I hope this answers your question, and Allah knows best.
My mom cooks with nutmeg. It's like 1 teaspoon per week or so, and I removed the nutmeg. So she did it in the past. But what remains is these very small trays. It's unstable. You can't notice them on the plates, like 0.1 grams or so. And I heard that one wine drop in food is too much. So if we say nutmeg is not najis, and it's cooked in a pot, and then the pot is wiped with a towel. If it was najis, it would still be najis. Do I have to remove every single trace like I would do with najasa, or is like this unseeable amount excused? I hope it's clear.
It is clear, Akhi. Those who say that nutmeg is prohibited due to being an intoxicant, they do not say that it is najis. The issue of whether wine is najis or not is an issue of dispute. And great scholars of Islam stated that it is not najis physically, because there is no ayah or hadith that states that it is najis physically. The ayah that stated that it is rijs, also with it in the ayah was mentioning gambling and drawing the lots and the idols, and these are not physically najis. So it has to be spiritually najis, sentimentally najis, but not physically. And among this, the evidences that some scholars have used was the hadith of Anas, when the prohibition of wine was revealed in the Quran. All the companions poured it on the streets of Medina, and the Prophet did not tell them, alayhi salatu wasalam, to avoid walking on the streets or to cleanse their shoes before praying because of its impurity or najasa. Therefore, coming back to nutmeg, even the scholars who say that it is intoxicant, they say that hashish or cannabis, whether marijuana or hash or whatever, or pot, they say that physically it's not najis. If I touch it, I don't have to go and wash my hands before prayer because there is no impurity in it physically. Therefore, what you have done is sufficient, and Allah Azza wa Jal knows best.